Hello, everybody. Stick around because I'm going to tell you a very quick story about when I went to go see Jordan Peterson speak in Salt Lake City, Utah, and a bunch of Mormons asked him questions about the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith in the Q&A. It was funny. It's going to make you laugh. It made me laugh really hard. I hope it does. Anyway, goodbye, and I'll see you in 2 seconds. I went to go see Jordan Peterson on the Beyond Order tour. I remember it being a before COVID thing, but I don't remember exactly, and it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh man, sometimes you gotta remind yourself that certain details aren't important. I get so detail focused because I'm a channel that talks about leaving Mormonism, and I always imagine that the stuff that I say needs to be bulletproof enough so that it meets some arbitrary level of satisfaction for active members who watch my content, but also sometimes I need to remind myself that they're not going to agree with it anyways, so why? Anyway, so for context, I live in Utah, which means when I went to go see Peterson, it was at the same stadium where the Jazz play. As far as his lecture went, he gave a very run-of-the-mill, this is how you communicate in a marriage. That was the talk. It was fine. It was helpful. It was stuff. I had been a fan of his since he released the biblical lectures. I found those to be particularly helpful because when I left the church, I felt like I now just had a brain full of like Lord of the Rings level mythology. Oh, cool. So now I know a bunch of shit about something that doesn't matter and isn't real. And his lectures at least helped me recontextualize all of that information that I had. Because now instead of thinking like this story is particularly important because it explains why we have garments now or something like that, it helped me recontextualize all of that muck, all that stuff that before I thought it was important because it was true, and now I think it's important because those stories are the bedrock of Western society, and whether they're true or not, they're still the bedrock of Western society. So it helped me kind of just build a new format and a new landscape to build my life on. But that's not the point of this video right here that we're making together, you and I. I went and I saw him speak, and I was in the arena. I'm looking out, and there's so many people. I couldn't help but think, these are people who bought tickets and think that their life is going to get better from doing this, and they wanted to do this. There was a familiarity of looking out over a massive congregation and thinking like people are just doing their best. I think that was the main thought and feeling that came to me, is just nobody is perfect and we're all just trying here. And that's cool to be reminded of every now and then. But anyway, now to the part of the story that ruins all that niceness that you see in me right now. We got to the Q&A portion. There was a code, like a QR code up on the thing, or a link or something like that, that was being projected onto this massive screen. And then it would take you to a place where you could just type your question and submit it. And that was live throughout the whole show. I mean, it wasn't projected the whole time, but you could, anytime you thought of a question, you could pull out your phone, type it, and send it. And then at the end of the entire lecture, Michaela, his daughter, came out. And she grabbed a laptop, and he sat down on a seat across from her. She just scrolled, and you could see her scrolling on the screen. And she would just pick a question, and then he would talk about it for a while. And they probably did 10 questions. Not an insane number of questions, but, a few. A good sample of questions. And that's important because this is the part that makes me laugh. And I'm not kidding, and I'm not exaggerating this number. More than half of the questions were something like, have you read the Book of Mormon? One of them was, I remember it pretty well because I was just snickering at it in the corner. It said, my family and I have brought a Book of Mormon. We've written our testimonies in it. We would like to present it to you now. May we step forward and give you this Book of Mormon? They were all, what do you think about Joseph Smith? Have you prayed about this? Like, all, again, I'm not exaggerating. More than half of the questions in this screen that she was scrolling by, that she was specifically not choosing to ask her dad, were, what are your thoughts on the Mormon Church, or something like that. Another detail that I feel helps paint this picture is the questions, you could upvote them. So everything at the top had been upvoted by, the majority of the people. It was so funny to me as they were skipping them, because not only was it like, people are writing their own forms of the question because they've brought Book of Mormons, copies of the, God damn it, because they've brought the book, right? A lot of people had to write their own question because what if theirs gets asked? They want to be the ones to bring it down. There's a selfish element to it here, although they would say that they're trying to be unselfish, but whatever. They want a little bit of the glory to be like, I fucking baptized Jordan Peterson. He's going to ask me. He's going to take the lectures at my house. Like, he's going to meet with the missionaries. So not only are people upvoting these things like crazy, but multiple people are asking basically the same questions so that they can be the ones to hand them a Book of Mormon, which, it's just so funny. I mean, I have a theory for why they wouldn't touch those questions with the 10-foot pole. We can't shatter these people's dreams. It was just funny as I was sitting up there and just thinking like, yeah, well, if he can't say anything nice about it, he's not going to say anything at all. You're all paying fans of his. He's not going to shit on the thing that you love more than anything else. And Maps of Meaning was written about watching the Cold War and thinking, how are people willing to die for their ideologies? How does an ideology have a person, in its grasp? And so, yeah, he's obviously not, if he ever wants these people to buy tickets to his show again, he's not going to shit on the number one thing that they dedicate their whole life to. But, oh man, I just laugh about that sometimes. And maybe it's mean-spirited of me, but I just thought it was so funny. Imagine all those people like, we're going to change him. He's going to be a Mormon after this. Like, do you think he doesn't know about Mormonism? Like, really? He's read a few books. Don't you think that somebody like him, if it was obviously true, and you're a Mormon and you're watching this now and you're thinking, oh, it's obviously true, and he's like the smartest guy ever, then ask yourself, why isn't he? I thought some of you would maybe get a kick out of it. So anyway, if you are new here, this is not usually what my videos are like, but today it is what they're like. I appreciate all of you being here. Please take a moment and hit like. I'm serious. YouTube, like, the numbers are crazy. When I ask people to hit like and they actually do it, which is usually just when I usually forget, so it's on me. I'm not blaming you guys. But on videos where I say, like, actually subscribe if you like this, actually hit like if you actually like this, put something in the comments. Why do you think Jordan Peterson wouldn't answer a single question about the Book of Mormon? Or do you think Jordan Peterson's read the Book of Mormon? That would be a fun one. What do you think he would think about Joseph Smith marrying a 14-year-old? All right, that's all the time we've got. But seriously, thank you for watching this. If you stuck around this long, that's very cool of you. Thank you. Again, very different video for me. Just kind of trying to have fun. It's been a weird week. Yeah, so thank you, everybody. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves, and bye now.